It's shaping up to be a massive Monday in the automotive world. Matt Armstrong has just announced that his upcoming Bugatti video is, in his own words, huge, and more than that, he's genuinely concerned about how Bugatti is going to react to it. That combination alone should tell you everything you need to know about what's coming. So, what did Matt exactly announce? Why is he worried? And what does this video likely mean for the future of the entire Chiron rebuild series? Matt posted a community update a few days ago with two distinct pieces of information. The first was a simple scheduling note. It's Bank Holiday Sunday in the UK this weekend, so the video that was originally planned to go live on Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time has been pushed back to Monday the 6th. That part is completely routine. Matt adjusts his upload schedule around UK bank holidays fairly regularly, since viewership patterns shift and it makes sense to post when the most people are going to be watching. Nothing unusual there at all. But then came the second part of the post, and this is where things got interesting. The caption Matt wrote alongside the announcement reads, "This is a huge video for me. I hope Bugatti aren't too upset with me already, as it's about to get even more interesting." Now, that is not typical Matt Armstrong language. Matt is usually straightforward, confident, and pretty relaxed in how he communicates with his audience. He's transparent about the rebuild process, honest about the setbacks, and rarely gives off any sense of nervousness. But this caption is different. There's a genuine undercurrent of concern there, mixed with a kind of shrug, like he knows exactly what he's doing, he knows Bugatti won't be happy about it, and he's doing it anyway. The phrase, "I hope Bugatti aren't too upset with me already," is particularly telling. That word already implies that Bugatti is not exactly thrilled with Matt as things currently stand, which, honestly, isn't surprising given the history here. Bugatti publicly responded to the rebuild, refused to supply parts, and made their position on independent repair of the Chiron very clear. Whatever this new video contains, Matt is signaling that it escalates things beyond where they already are. He's not just rebuilding a car Bugatti didn't want rebuilt. He's about to show something they actively don't want documented. The photo Matt posted alongside the announcement gives us a strong visual clue. It shows the purple Bugatti Chiron sitting in what appears to be a well-equipped workshop. You can see distinctive hexagonal lighting on the ceiling and what looks like orange workshop branding on the walls. The car is up on a lift. And here's the critical detail. The front of the car is completely separated from the rear. Not panels removed, not bodywork stripped back. The entire front monocoque is detached from the rear subframe where the engine sits. That is the split. The one Bugatti has repeatedly insisted cannot be performed outside of their own specialized factory facilities. And yet, there it is, mid-process, in a garage that is very clearly not a Bugatti-approved facility. Matt isn't just claiming the split can be done independently, he's photographing it happening, and he's posting that photograph publicly. But the photo combined with the caption suggests this video goes further than simply documenting the split itself. It's not just that it happened, it's what Matt is doing during the split. The wording, "It's about to get even more interesting," points towards something beyond basic disassembly and reassembly. We're likely looking at modifications, upgraded components, or engineering changes made during the split process. Changes that improve on Bugatti's original design. Changes that Bugatti definitely didn't authorize, probably didn't anticipate, and almost certainly won't want on the public record. Before we get into the theories around what specifically is in this video, it's worth taking a step back to explain why the pacing of this rebuild series is the way it is, because a lot of people were expecting a video last Sunday and were left waiting. Matt actually addressed this directly in a video a few weeks ago. He made it clear that the Bugatti content will not be dropping every single week.
Remember, the Bugatti videos are not going to be every single week because we need to source parts, we need to make them. There's going to be delays in between videos. It's not as easy as buying parts and just fitting them to the car.
The reason is simple. Rebuilding a Chiron without any support from the manufacturer is an extraordinarily complex process, and almost every single component requires custom fabrication, specialist sourcing, or highly skilled independent repair work. There is no parts catalog Matt can order from. There's no Bugatti dealer who will sell him what he needs. Every solution has to be engineered from scratch or sourced through non-standard channels. Think about what's already happened in this series. The gearbox bracket alone took weeks. Bob received the damaged component, analyzed the material composition, developed a repair process specific to that alloy, welded it, reinforced it, and returned it. The radiators are currently with a specialist in the UK undergoing repair work that simply cannot be rushed. The aluminium front structure requires 3D scanning and CNC machining to produce improved versions of parts that Bugatti refuses to sell. The Valvetronic exhaust system required custom template fabrication and precision welding that took the better part of a month to complete correctly. None of this happens on a weekly schedule. This isn't a standard rebuild where you order parts, bolt them on, and film the result. Every single step of this process involves solving a problem that has no off-the-shelf answer, because Bugatti has made sure of that. So when Matt says there will be gaps between Bugatti videos, that's not a content scheduling choice. It's the reality of what this rebuild actually involves. And when a video does finally drop, it tends to be substantial. Which brings us back to Monday's upload, which Matt himself is calling huge. So what exactly is in this video that has him worried about Bugatti's reaction? There are a few credible possibilities, and honestly, any one of them would justify the level of anticipation Matt is building. The first and perhaps most significant possibility is that Matt has found a way to source Bugatti equivalent parts through entirely independent channels. One of the central arguments Bugatti has used to justify their refusal to supply parts to independent builders is exclusivity. The idea that the components in a Chiron are so specialized, so precisely engineered, that they can only come from Bugatti. If Matt is about to demonstrate that those same components, or functionally equivalent alternatives, can be sourced, fabricated, or engineered without any involvement from Bugatti whatsoever, that completely dismantles that argument. It would mean Bugatti's parts monopoly isn't about engineering complexity, it's about control. And showing that publicly, with evidence, would be a very uncomfortable moment for the manufacturer. The second possibility is that Matt is pulling back the curtain on the actual economics of an independent Chiron rebuild versus what Bugatti would charge for the same work. The disparity between what specialist independent labor costs and what Bugatti's authorized service network charges is, by most accounts, enormous. If Matt breaks that down on camera, here's what this component costs to source, here's what it costs to repair independently, here's what Bugatti would charge for the same result. That's a direct challenge to Bugatti's entire service revenue model. It doesn't just prove independent repair is possible. It proves it's dramatically cheaper, which raises an uncomfortable question about what exactly Bugatti's pricing is based on. The third possibility is arguably the most explosive. Matt may have discovered something during the disassembly process. Something about how the Chiron is actually constructed that Bugatti would prefer to keep private. Design decisions, manufacturing shortcuts, cost-saving measures that exist beneath the surface of a car that costs over £2 million. Luxury manufacturers build their pricing partly on mystique, the idea that every detail of the vehicle reflects an almost irrational commitment to perfection. If the Chiron contains engineering decisions that contradict that image, and Matt documents them on camera during the split process, the reputational implications for Bugatti could be significant. Any one of these would explain the caption. All three would explain why Matt felt the need to essentially issue a warning to his audience and, implicitly, to Bugatti before the video even went live. The response in the comments to Matt's announcement has been exactly what you'd expect from a community that is deeply invested in this story. The engagement is enthusiastic, and more than that, it shows how much these videos have become genuine events for Matt's audience. People aren't just watching, they're planning around the uploads, treating each Bugatti video as something to look forward to the way you might look forward to a season finale. One commenter mentioned that the video was dropping on their birthday and couldn't hide their excitement about it. Another admitted they didn't know how to get through Sunday without new content. The delay was clearly felt. That level of investment from the audience actually matters to the broader picture here. Matt Armstrong isn't just a guy rebuilding a car in a garage. He's built a platform, and that platform gives him reach that Bugatti cannot simply ignore. When Bugatti put out their response video, when they refused to supply parts, when they made their position public, all of that happened because they were reacting to the attention this rebuild was generating. And every time a new video drops and pulls in hundreds of thousands of views, The pressure on Bugatti to respond, explain, or somehow manage the narrative increases. That's part of why this particular video feels different. Matt isn't just adding another chapter to the rebuild story. He's escalating the challenge to Bugatti's position in a way that will force some kind of reaction. Whether that reaction comes in the form of another public statement, legal correspondence, or simply a very uncomfortable silence, something is going to happen after Monday's video. It's also worth noting that Matt edited the announcement post after initially publishing it. That's a small detail, but it suggests he reconsidered his original wording, possibly dialing back something he felt was too revealing, or refining the caption so it built anticipation without giving away the specific content before the video dropped. That kind of deliberate communication tells you Matt is thinking carefully about how this lands, not just for his audience, but in terms of how Bugatti and potentially the wider automotive industry will interpret it. The bank holiday scheduling, as it turns out, worked in Matt's favor in a rather convenient way. By posting the announcement on Sunday and telling people the video was coming Monday, he essentially guaranteed that everyone who was already waiting and refreshing on Sunday would hit play the moment it went live on Monday. The delay didn't lose him viewers, it concentrated them. Monday's video is going to get an enormous spike of immediate viewership from people who spent Sunday anticipating it, and that kind of early engagement is exactly what the algorithm rewards. What Monday's video ultimately represents is a shift in what the Chiron Rebuild series is actually about. When Matt first started this project, the central question was relatively simple. Can a damaged Bugatti Chiron be rebuilt without Bugatti's help? The early videos answered that question. The parts can be sourced or fabricated. The engineering problems can be solved. The manufacturer's monopoly on repairs is not as absolute as they claim. But this series has grown into something larger than that. It's become a genuine test case for whether independent builders can work on hypercars at all, whether the manufacturer's grip on parts, information, and repair authorization can be broken by someone with enough skill, determination, and a camera rolling the whole time. And now, based on everything Matt has signaled, it's about to become something bigger again. It's moving from proving that independent repair is possible to proving that it can be better, cheaper, and more transparent than anything the manufacturer offers through official channels. That's the line Matt is about to cross. And that's why Bugatti should genuinely be concerned. Not because Matt is rebuilding a car they didn't want rebuilt. They've already lost that argument, and they know it. But because Matt is about to present evidence, on camera, with full documentation, that their entire justification for parts refusal, service exclusivity, and eye-watering repair costs doesn't hold up to scrutiny. That's a much harder thing to respond to than a rebuild video. The video goes live Monday at 6 p.m. UK time. Whatever it contains, Matt has made it clear that this is one of the biggest moments in the entire series, big enough that he felt compelled to warn his audience it was coming, and big enough that he's genuinely thinking about how Bugatti is going to react. That combination doesn't happen with a routine rebuild update. Something significant is about to be put on the public record, and the automotive world, from independent builders and enthusiasts all the way up to Bugatti's PR and legal teams, is going to be paying attention. When these Bugatti videos do drop, they are always worth the wait. But Monday's video sounds like it's going to be worth the wait on a different scale entirely. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what comes next, because if Matt's own warning is anything to go by, things are about to get very interesting indeed.